get
all right,
looking
all
for
right.
your purpose. Where the hell are you taking us today, my friend Nathaniel Hodges?
Yeah. So is that me? Am I starting? Are we
Yeah, yeah,
rolling?
we're straight in.
Okay. I feel like there's some new people here, um, which is cool, which is great. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Little disclaimer: everything that we're about to go through in GOIS, you won't be able to Google, you won't be able to find anywhere. So we do just ask and respect that you keep this all in-house. This is a private teaching group. Um, we always kind of like to start with this disclaimer is that this is not a place for your triggers or your traumas or anything like that. This is a completely different body of work. There are plenty of great practitioners that do that stuff. But that yeah, here we kind of take a different approach. So um there's something else disclaimer wise. Uh yeah, this material's it's called psychoactive, so it has an energetic about it. Don't be surprised if you feel something during this, and that's the whole point, is we provide some territories for you to inquire into, take this stuff away and kind of marinate on it. We're not here to teach you concepts. We're not here to teach you models. We're not here to teach you, we're not here to cram your brain with stuff. That's why in our programs we don't do workbooks, we don't do anything like that. We give you this material and you go play with it. So it's an education resource. This question gets got so Ange, what's up? I'm gonna pause for a bit. We've got people coming.
What's up, Gigi?
What's up? What's up?
You just
And
had a
I think
bunch of people jump in.
yeah. And really, like, I want to kind of put the end of the book first here, which I want my goal, a goal and agenda for this call is that everyone gets off this call and just flat out stops looking for their purpose. Just flat out stop, and I'll show you why. It's a non-starter, team. It's a non-starter. So let's get into the meat and bones of it. Okay, so when we ask the question, what is my purpose? What am I doing? When that pops up, you're asking the question, why is it that I exist? And again, I know this is a big kind of philosophical question. You can take it everywhere, but we're not going to do that. We're not going to take this into um, purely subjective realms. There's no point. As soon as someone asks, "What's my purpose? What's my meaning? Why do I exist?" We can drift off into these like crazy subjective realms that it just becomes word. And what I have noticed in these discussions is that it just gets lost in semantics. It just gets lost and when people start playing with words, it's fake depth. It sounds cool. It's called casuistry. Casuistry, is anyone familiar with that term? Casuistry? Okay, casuistry is a fun term, right? Because this is a lot of the personal development market. Casuistry is a selection of words that sounds meaningful but means nothing. Casuistry. So a lot of this discussion on meaning and purpose is, for me, lands in the bucket of casuistry. We're not going to do that. We're not going to get lost in words. We're going to keep this in experience and keep it pretty real. So let me get you guys out of the way for a second. We're
And
just going to
whilst you're
start.
doing that, guys, just jump into the chat panel. Who fucking
Yeah,
loves that word?
casuistry. Let's put that in the Rolodex, huh?
Who's
Casuistry.
already thinking about the family member at Christmas when they're speaking and they're going to respond with like, that is nothing but casuistry.
Casuistry. Yeah. It's words that sound like they should have a deep meaning, but they don't have any impact. Like they just, yeah. Um, and I know Tommy's got something to say, but we're going to pause there. We've got to understand this really simple part first, right? There's you in like your little skin bag, your little meat sack. There's you and all your thinking's inside there. And then there's the whole, which is all of the rest of it. All of the rest of it. So you're a part, and then there's the whole, and there's the all of it. You're intimately linked to everything, right? You're intimately linked to everything, whether you like it or not. Too bad, too sad. So when we get stuck in this little pink boundary called me, and I say, what is my purpose? Then you inevitably cut yourself off from the movement of all of it. Right. So the question alone, Andrew, you okay? Angela, Sonia Bradley, you okay? We can't lose anyone along the ride, all right? So, because it's got to go step by step, otherwise it doesn't make sense. First thing of the call is you are intimately linked to the rest of it. So as soon as you start designing your purpose, you start to feel separate. You start to experience separateness. Now, I'll give you the challenge here. Why did that just do that? No, sorry, guys. Okay. When we say, what is my purpose? The question you're attempting to answer is not that. Stay with me. When you say, what is my purpose? Here's the actual question you're asking. Why is this part? Because all of it. Okay, so that doesn't make sense. So the question, what is my purpose, structurally doesn't make sense. That's why it doesn't go anywhere. So the question breaks structure, so the inquiry goes around in circles. When you ask, what is my purpose, being that little pink dot, what you're actually saying, you're feeding a question that says, why is this part? Because all of it. That's the actual question you're trying to answer. When you ask the question, what is my purpose? That's the question you have to try and attempt to answer. So it doesn't go anywhere. Can we just pause here and discuss? What are we feeling? What are we thinking? The rational mind can make up any set of words into a question. It's casuistry. Like that's the problem of the rational mind. It can make a question out of anything. It's a bit of a defunct question from the view of an essential nature. Yes.
Now, when you say it can make a question out of anything,
Yes.
you're suggesting, therefore, it can rationalize and make a question that shouldn't exist in the first place.
It is a question that shouldn't exist. There you go. It's actually a question that shouldn't exist, TC. That's perfect. That's perfect. That question actually shouldn't be allowed. It's just a red herring. Like it's a dark alley. It doesn't go anywhere.
Now, can you just got some comments coming through? Can you just elaborate a little bit deeper, potentially an example?
Sure. On what?
On the process of using
Oh.
casuistry to ask a question that really shouldn't exist in the first place.
Yeah. I have the next slide will give you some structure behind it. But we just gotta, because guys, like, use your own life. Just put your hand up if you've asked yourself this question. Have you asked yourself the question, what is my purpose? Fucking oath.
Every day, baby.
Yes, Eli. Yes, Eli. Yeah. If we're asking a question every day, why the fuck isn't it answered yet? Yeah, exactly, because it's a defunct question in itself.
Feels like a surface level question.
Yeah,
like-
yeah, exactly. It's semantics. We get stuck because, well, I'll show you in the next slide why it throws some things off. But can we all just be cool with that? The reason why we ask the question for so damn long, and the reason why we never feel satisfied, it's not because we don't have a purpose. It's because the question is defunct. Angela Sonia Bradley, I've seen you for years, girl, go round this fucking tree.
Yeah, but so is really so then when my brain goes to, okay, well, my purpose is to help people feel like
Hang on, why are you jumping
whatever
into
your
it?
job is, maybe.
Well,
Like,
yeah, Angie,
say
back
I'm
off,
a
back off.
paid actor, not just a pretend actor, and I evoke emotion and I help people feel things through cinematic,
I'm with you.
Stuff.
Yeah, Angie,
But
we'll get there.
then-
Sorry, Angie, this is not a group chat thing. Sorry, go into the chat panel.
Okay.
Get your ass in the chat panel. Tell me
Okay.
what else is in the chat panel. Anything else before I move on?
Yeah, I love this one. Penelope's asking, what do you tell people who claim to have found their purpose?
Yes, Penelope. Yes, Penelope. You sit back and watch and get really interested to see how it plays out. Yeah, I love it. That's it. Yeah. How do I respond personally, or how should you? Just kind of let it all be for a moment. Let's go into this a little bit deeper. Anything else in the chat that'll tell me that I can? Okay, cool. So guys, let's take a load off. As humans, let's just all take a load off. We're all good. Your day doesn't have to change. Let's just remove that bit of code. We don't need this question anymore. Ah, light. Nice. We don't need that question anymore. Let's just get rid of it. So there's you. Now, the reason why we get so stuck on this question is because there's a felt experience in the feeling centers that something is missing. Why would we be looking for something? If we go to the feeling space in the essential part of ourselves, we're feeling something is missing. True? And it's just such a like a noble thing. What's my purpose? I've got to have this magical thing called purpose. Okay, so something is missing, and we all know that feeling. Why is there something missing? Because there's parts and wholes. When we identify purely with the part, something is missing. And it's called all of the rest of it is what's missing. So, seeking for purpose is in truth, I'm seeking a closure. I want to close this circle. Are we cool with that next step? I feel like I'm not finished. I feel like I'm not finished. I feel like something is missing. I want to answer this question or solve this riddle because I want a closure in my experience. I want to know what I am. I want to know what I am. I want to know what I'm here for. I want to know what I'm doing. Right? Now, they're far better questions. I want to know what I am. I want to know what I'm doing. Okay, we attempt to fill this gap. We attempt to fill this gap with ideas and images. So someone said before, like, let's say I don't know. My purpose is to be the best dad to my children. Great. That's an idea that has an image attached to it called fatherhood. And you'll get a nice little closure with that. You'll get a nice little closure. Your heart will feel good. You'll love your kids more. You'll live into that, and everything will be peachy. And you will believe you've found this golden goose. The philosopher's stone called your purpose is very, very good fatherhood. Now, here's what'll happen. Oh, that's it. I've got it. I'm here to be a father. I'm here to be a great dad. I'm here to raise amazing children. And then a couple months later, meow, hang on. Wait, this purpose that was so fulfilling 2 months ago is exactly the same. I now feel the exact same sense of missing. I know what I'll do. I got to do more purpose work. And then we create another idea and another image, and we go, oh, there it is. Actually, it was actually to be a great dad and raise good kids and be a great husband. Or no, the next thing would be, I want to do charity work. That feels great. What are you laughing at, Tommy?
I think I'm just laughing, hoping you're not going to use me as the example here.
No.
Don't do it, Nat.
No. Okay.
Don't do
so
the dad example.
we land on another one, and every time we do this process, we try and make it bigger and juicier and whatever, and then inevitably, we get the missing because we're intimately connected to all of it. If we try and create a closure, it kind of washes back in. And this can happen many, many times. And as you see, if you've noticed, every time you create a mental image of purpose and then it collapses and that non-closure washes back in, you feel less and less. You feel more and more like a failure every time it happens. You feel more and more lost every time it happens. So every time you give yourself an image or an idea about your purpose and then it fades away because it's a dead idea, because the question is defunct. Right at the top of the class, the question is defunct. So you get washed out more and more and more. Okay, let's pause here. Chat time. Angela Koning, I'm very glad you're here.
Eli's asked, is closing the loop something we should strive for?
Definitely, but we've got a totally different methodology, like definitely, and we'll show you at the end how an option to do it. but the first half of this class is let's just pause the seeking. Let's just pause the question. We just get rid of the question for a bit. Okay, who else? Anything else?
Andrew sharing, we are infinitely everything? Question mark.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But I would, that's but I don't want to get lost in the subjective realms. I don't want to get float like because we lose ground there. So we'll just keep it nice and solid in the experience. We just got to pay attention to how quickly our mind tries to fill the gap. See how quickly your mind tries to fill it? But see how quickly we try and seek the closure? Well, what's the answer then? Okay, you kind of got me over the line here. Well, what's the next thing? We're just going to pause for a bit and yeah, and sit in the non-closure for a bit, just for a bit. Any other questions? I just want to see who's on the call. Angela, Nicole, great. I want to see some faces. Penelope, welcome back, Penelope. Heather, Bridie, Jeff, good to see you, mate. Mel, lovely. Cool. How do we feel? Can you keep going? Sweet. Anyone off it? Anyone like, nah, fuck you, Nathaniel. I'm so clear of my purpose. This is it. I'm very cool with that. Okay, so we get this back and forth motion. Everyone of just hands up has felt that. Like I feel like I've got something real. It's got a resonance about it for me. And then a few months later, it goes away. And I feel like I get something real and it's good and it's nice. And then it kind of goes away. Sweet. So we're going to take a load off, guys. Like we're going to take a load off. And there's one more and we keep losing ourselves. So let's go. Why is that doing that? Okay. Every time you think you've got it, it will be taken away. It will be taken away. Every time you think you've got it. Does anyone want to just jump in there and finish that little statement for me? Why is that the sense? Why is that the sense is every time you get it, it will be taken away? And just as we're going through this, guys, a couple, two questions. Why do you think it'll be taken away? And the second question is, who's got that who's got that eternal seeker in them? That eternal seeker, like I'm a seeker. I'm looking at Penelope. I'm looking straight at you. Yeah. That eternal seeker. Give me more. I want more. What is this? What's the next thing? Yeah. It seems to never turn off in me, which is quite terrifying. That eternal seeker. Just go into the chat panel if you've got that. Not everyone does.
We've got a few comments coming through regarding why this might happen.
Yeah, cool.
Do you want a couple of those, Nat?
Yeah, please.
Great metaphor from Eli sharing. It's like trying to grip water.
That's it. Yep.
Lauren sharing because we are always evolving. Terry sharing
Yes.
life changes.
Now we've got it, guys.
Penelope sharing
Yep.
attachment at that point.
Nice, Penelope. Look at this group. Smart group.
Here we
Smart,
go.
intuitive group. Yep.
Here we grow again.
Here we grow again. That's cute.
Because control is an illusion.
No, good, guys. Good.
Sammy sharing because it's always just a part.
It's always just a part. That's right. Guys, you don't need me. What are you doing? It's perfect. You've all got it. They're all beautiful answers. And because all those answers were true. All those answers, you can kick the tires of all those answers and they'll remain. If you've got it. You can abandon the question. You will be safe. I promise you will be safe if you abandon the question. So, I don't want to, no, let's do it. Every round you go through, you will feel more alienated and lose more control. So every round you go through of this, you will actually alienate yourself further and further and further. Because the most challenging thing is when you when you find an answer, here's the scary thing. When you find an answer, the answer in the moment feels good. It feels good. It feels right. It has some resonance to it. But the moment you go, ah, yes, that's it, the answer starts to die. It starts to lose its resonance straight away because you've created a closure. It's like you've stopped the dam from flowing. And you go, oh, that's a nice little rest. That's really great. But then whatever image or idea you've landed upon and you like and believe is true, it immediately starts to die because it's not alive. It's your idea of it. It's only a manifestation of the part sitting in a massive hole. So when the part says, ah, yes, this is it, it immediately starts to die. The felt sense of, oh, yes, I've found my purpose, that immediately starts to die. Tricky one, huh? Tricky one. So the alienation is a deepening sense of boundary between you and all of the rest of it. The alienation is a sense of loneliness. You're running around trying to find your purpose is a very lonely experience, extremely lonely. And so the alienation sets in, and when this loneliness in the background keeps getting more and more and more, you get a bit more and more frantic. So there's a feel like you're losing your base over and over and over. Every time you try and grab the purpose, grab the purpose, grab the purpose, you get a bit frantic. And you just got to be honest with yourself. How many times have you been round and round this tree? How many times have you been around this exercise? Cool. So there is a really grounded answer that we're going to get to. It's not just open system, let it all go. It's not just that. That's one half of the story. We are going to get to the second half of the story, which is what the hell do you do about this, right? The hell do you do about it? So what the hell do we do about this gap? What do we do about this felt sense of I'm missing something? Right? So the feeling is true. The feeling is true. I'm missing something. But now we've got to get rid of the question, what's my purpose? Right? So we've got to sit with the feeling of feeling something's missing. I feel a bit lost. I feel a bit whatever. I don't know my place. However the linguistics manifest in you, the experience is I'm missing something. Cool. I'm missing something. I'm missing something. I'm missing something. What's the time? Cool. Cool. All right. So we're gonna kind of get this slide through, and then we're going to discuss the what we have, what the alternative. Everyone good? Can we move on? All clear. Great work, guys. Great work. Hang in there. To address the annoying experience of something is missing is exclusively a feeling process. Okay, so to address this feeling space of something missing is exclusively a feeling process. The question, what is my purpose, is a psychological process. It's a rational and intellectual process. As soon as you try and use your rational mind, right, this is the tricky thing. This is the very, very subtle, tricky thing. You're feeling something is missing. That's true. As soon as you apply your thinking to it, let's figure this out. Let's go on a journey. Let's solve the problem. Your only reference point is your past. That's your only reference point. So when you start designing intellectual or rational answers, when you try and find answers, you have to hedge against your own past. So you're naturally limited. You're naturally limited if you try and figure this question out. Do we all understand that? Is that sitting okay with everyone?
Yeah, if we can just get a check-in.
Yeah, if you try and answer the question, it's a natural limitation because you've only got your past as a reference point.
Jump into the chat panel team. Part of the call. But we do want to pulse check, make sure we're on the same page before we move on. Good question, Eli. He's about to get to that.
Everyone good, everyone good.
All right, looks like we're good to rock and roll now.
Yeah, sweet. So this experience and question gets fully answered and fully solved by experiential sensitive feeling, not gross thinking. Experiential sensitive feeling actually solves this problem, where gross mentalized psychologized thinking is the wrong tool. All right, so we're going to stay really grounded. We're just going to stay really grounded. We're not going to try and philosophize. I'm going to show you an equation. We're going to bring some mathematics into this, which is a funny little link, but it's nice to see. So raw feeling, so just the raw experience of something missing, minus psychology, minus psychologizing yourself and it, plus essential guidance equals inalienable meaning. So let me break this down. I'm going to go slow. That's a mouthful. Is everyone okay? Cool. Cool. Let's start right at the top of the class. We started with a raw feeling of something's missing. When we psychologize that, you're dead in the wind. What's my purpose? Intellectualize images, ideas. Where is it? What is it? I think I've found it. It's gone. It's the raw feeling being fully psychologized. So to ground this whole conversation is we take, yes, the raw feeling is true, something is missing, and then we work to minus the psychology. None, nothing. And there's inquiry processes and going, what we do is to actually get people to negate their psychology in full. What happens is plus essential guidance. Now that those two words is the kind of telltale, this is the peak of the whole session. Essential guidance. Let me explain it. Essential guidance is a natural and innate quality of a self-guiding compass that some people have and some people do not have. When working with people in essential qualities, which are a set of qualities that exist beyond mind, they are psychic organs of perception. They are associated with the heart. They are associated with our largest, truest self. Our largest, truest self never asks the question, what is my purpose? It's irrelevant. It's funny to it. Essential guidance is an essential quality that some people have and some people don't. Let me explain. When I've been working with people that were born in metropolitan areas, environments of big built up cities and busyness and that kind of life flow, they don't have any essential guidance. It's dormant. It's never been activated. When I've worked with people, farmers specifically, people in low socioeconomic environments, people that are engaged with something a bit more grounded, they know how to guide themselves naturally. It's an essential quality called essential guidance. If you had a really busy household where mum and dad were really busy, they were working, mum might have been just doing the home stuff, dad was away working heaps and heaps and heaps, and then you were just told what to do. All right, get up, go to school. If you were just given orders, basically, as a youngster, then you won't have any access to essential guidance. And this sense of something missing will be pretty intense. If you had hippie-ish like parents, yes, Eli. If you had hippie-ish parents that were a bit more go by your own wind, what do you feel? If that was a bit more of the household, you'll have this, yeah, I want to go left, not right. You'll have this kind of natural, intuitive draw and pull to guiding your own life. So some people that get really stuck in what's my purpose, we can now say, hang on, gal, hang on, dude, hang on, pause. You're missing something. You're missing an essential quality. Let's go rediscover that. Because when we rediscover that, this question is null and void. gets to inalienable meaning. Inalienable means I have a sense of meaning in myself that never leaves me. It never leaves me, no matter what I'm doing, who I'm with, even my job changes 20 times, whatever. This meaning in me that is me is inalienable. It never leaves me. So pause. That's the peak of the session. There is something called essential guidance, which some people it's dormant, some people it's awake. When it's awake, we never ask the question, what is my purpose? You'll normally find these sessions, what's my purpose, what's da-da-da-da-da, in heavily outcome-based groups, very metropolitan, very success-driven, because they don't have essential guidance. Over to you guys.
Mel's throwing out the big question. If that's dormant in us, how do we enable / wake up essential guidance?
Bingo. That's up to being someone's been paying attention. Exactly right.
Just
For
have,
$4.99, we have a program. No, I'm kidding. Everyone get out your credit cards. Yeah, no, that's what we teach, guys. That's what we teach. We teach that. There's a set of 50 or so essential qualities. There's processes and practices that encourage this. And look, I mean, when you do it, the hardest bit is practicing. Is the negating the psychology is extremely hard. So as you can see, this pink thing's going to fill in here. This equation gradually answers questions for you, fills in the gap. An exclusive feeling process fills in the gap, and you just don't ask the question anymore. And then meaning is stuck to you. You don't have to look for it. It's stuck to you. So the way in which we do that is not OTG is open teaching group. You know, we kind of stimulate some stuff. When we jump in, this is what we do.
Had somebody asking, Angela asked, can you please provide a reference for essential qualities for further reading? And I've already flicked you the reference on Facebook. Anyone else at this point in time does not have our essential qualities introduction document. Incredibly beneficial. Like, incredibly beneficial. Just shoot me personally a private message on Facebook right now or straight after this call, asking for that document, and I'll send it on to you.
Everyone should read that. There's, you know, we're tracking these essential qualities as they come up. We've identified the top 6 that are like really critical, really critical. That if they're not there, people have really painful experiences of life and get really stuck, no matter what they try or do. So everyone, if you come into OTG, if you come in here and you like it, everyone should have the top 6 essential qualities document just to have as a reference point.
And just to clarify, guys, just semantics. As I said, message me on Facebook. I'm not going to just send it out to people. Just message me so I know it's in the forefront of my mind a bit later on when I can get to it. If you can just remind me to send it to you, I'll make sure you get it by the end of the day. Thanks, guys.
And guys, don't remember the casuistry. If someone is just doing word stuff, and something deep in you goes, no, there's no base here, there's no substance, it's casuistry. Heaps of fun. Cool. So, you know, that there are essential qualities they are aspects of the heart. So when people have hurt hearts, closed hearts, damaged hearts, scary hearts, they don't have access to their essential qualities, and they're left with this kind of unruly psychology. When the intelligence of the heart is not just a connection thing or attachment thing or a love thing, it's ourself. It's ourself. Yeah, there's something missing. Can we get into that feeling space minus the psychology and then rediscover the fact that, holy shit, there is an essential guidance here. And even the coolest thing of what we've seen, guys, doing this with people now, is that the rediscovery of essential guidance packs way more punch and meaning than any answer you'll ever get. The rediscovery of my internal guidance goes bang. Holy shit. and then it starts to fill in. The gap actually starts to close and you feel it and you never lose it after that. That's the best thing. You never, ever, ever lose it. I know Eli's got some essential guidance, and there's, people with essential guidance can leave pretty wild looking lives pretty wild looking lives on the outside, but inside they're just following their beat. I think we're done. How's that, Tommy? Cool. Nice work, guys. Well hung in there.
Jump into the chat panel, guys. Perfect time for questions, thoughts.
Yeah. Let's do it. Now's the time. Take a load off. Abandon the question. If anyone's if this is really hitting nerve with someone and you want to continue on, we have a private session with me, a one-off link. Guys, it's always really, really valuable. If you just want one strong session with me for a tune-up, we can, we don't need to do these wildly long, expensive programs anymore. You just don't. Wildly long, wildly expensive, wildly full of contracts and all that jazz. Like one solid session with me on this, and you set yourself up for a few months.
Got a handful of comments coming through. Let me just catch up with them. Just waiting for some comments to acknowledge how sexy the slide deck was today and the animations.
You like that? You like
Penelope
that,
was loving it. I could see in the face
yes,
earlier.
Penelope. Production quality, huh? Now, the visual aids are really helpful. They're really helpful.
Caleb sharing. So a more accurate question to what is my purpose could be what is missing that I haven't yet tapped into internally.
Love it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's a million times better question. I love that.
Subtle question may want to be answered here. However, the question's coming from one of our full spectrum development members, so it might be more
Okay.
appropriate for that area. But Lauren's asking, is there a difference between essential guidance and intuition?
Yes, they're massive, actually. Very, very big difference. They're completely different subtle organs, but not for today. Sorry, Lauren. Keep that question. Yes, Tommy.
Lauren, just bring up your essential qualities introduction document that I've sent you previously and you've read, and just look at last week's class checklist over our 5 teaching wheels. Nat did deliver a class specifically on intuition.
It's a
I'll
banger.
answer those questions for you. You're welcome, Sammy. Thanks, Heather. Appreciate it. Terry's
Yeah,
showing
thanks,
this needs to be taught, explained to students leaving school. They are so pressured into
Totally.
moving towards their purpose when most don't have a clue what they like or what is missing.
Bingo. Look, that precipice, that little transition point, that you're exactly right, Drew. You're exactly right. Like kids are just going into the dark, kids, young people, whatever, if fully into the dark. Spending money, getting yeah. Crazy. Good stuff.
Penelope, where have you been all of our lives?
Penelope.
Penelope sharing, I do live a crazy life, caving, dancing, drumming, coaching, poetry, philosophy, so many other things I've been naturally drawn to and more to come.
There we go. There we go. That is a guided woman. Guys, we went back at the top, we had the part and the all. The reason why is this part? Because all of it. Remember that question doesn't make sense. Why is this part? Because all of it. Essential guidance is the link. Essential guidance says, we're going to give you this guidance because we need you to be part of all of this and you at the same time. Ah, there's the answer. Essential guidance is linked in to the movement of the all, if you want to go there. If we get a little bit wobbly now, essential guidance is the link between the self and the individual as it informs to the all.
Now, Andrew's asking,
Which end?
Angela Koning, the one and only,
Yeah.
the OG. Andrew's asking, is there any third-party resources outside of GOI to study and look into more depth on essential qualities?
The only place that I've found, it's a really good resource, is called the Ridwan School. The Ridwan School it's strictly spiritual. So it's called the Diamond Approach. It's actually Middle Eastern influenced, but it's a spiritual path, and they use essential qualities as I would say stepping stones on a spiritual path. So that context is spiritual. In GOI we just use the essential qualities as practical in the culture, answering big questions. We kind of strip the spirituality off them and make them, yeah. So that's the only place, really. You just got to deal with the spiritual stuff around it. It's fine.
You're welcome. Just heap of people saying have a good Christmas, Nat.
Good
Thanks,
Christmas, happy
guys.
Christmas.
Have an incredible Christmas. Thanks again. We'll be back here live as of second week of Jan.
Oh, a bit of a rest for Nathaniel. Wow.
GOI live event 2.0, late
Yeah,
March.
Yep. And I think what we're going to do, team,
March.
for people who keep coming to OTG, we're going to have a bit of an open teaching group schedule. So we're going to really push this open teaching group. So bring your friends, bring people who are interested and who want some decent quality conversation. And as I said, super thought-provoking stuff. Bring them all here. We want as many people in here as possible. Cool. All right, team.
All right, guys. Big love. Can I take more questions? Merry Christmas.
Bye.